We've never done this before, and I'm very excited and passionate about the processes that we have started 4 years ago, then into today of us running this business. So for anyone like sitting behind there watching and really wants to maybe be inspired or somewhat understand what goes through my mind when we're designing these like very important collections for our company, this is the video for you. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I get so many questions talking about how do you design? What does it look like? What's the process? What's your involvement? And I think it like differs for every single collection that we come out with and almost like every piece. But with that said, this video is all about our seasonal core collection, which is our core collection, which you guys know is one of our biggest drops throughout the whole year. We do this 4 times a year, different colors. So this whole video is about how we come up with new colors. I think at the beginning of time with Elwood, the huge part of it was like the body and the fabric and the fit and everything like that. That was 4 years ago. Now, fast forward, what we really do in these like design meetings and these design build outs for seasonal core is really just coming up with what colors we're going to put onto the website and what's the rhyme or reason we are doing these certain colors. And then the next step is like the content around the colors. So how do we consistently have more people wanting to buy more hoodies and sweatpants and t-shirts and stuff from us aside from just the color? So it's how does the color show up for us? So we'll show you like a little bit of the behind the scenes of like these content meetings and these initial kickoffs of like what we're gonna do per color, and then into the photo shoots of that, and then into the final aspect of this, the drop day and getting ready for such a successful and big drop for us, which is seasonal core. So I'm excited to show you guys. Like I said, this is like a different type of collection versus us going and building a collection with 30 pieces for the end of the year. This is like very much really focused on just the color, and then I would say almost throughout this whole process, the biggest part of it is the content and the way we're gonna show up by doing new colors and stuff like that. So again, I'm very passionate about it. I love it, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Okay, so Justin, we need to pick seasonal core colors for spring for 2025. Me and Shan kind of worked on some like little mock-ups. I know that we've done kind of safe colors in the past, but we thought it could be fun to do maybe some like pop colors.
Some of like our best sales are on these like pop colors.
Yeah.
But again, like I obviously always play like the safe side if we like go deeper in, but we are starting to see like with this pink and stuff for it to just like absolutely kill it. So
this is kind of like a history too of like what we've done historically. So I mean, there was some brights here in summer 22, but like summer 21's a little tonal. And then like, yeah, we obviously got these all sampled up, just different panels that you can look at to see how the real color turns out.
This has always done like very well for us, like these colors. Yeah, like this red's pretty cool, or like something along those lines or something is pretty fun. Red has always done historically well for us, not just even in core, just in like other hoodies. I think like off of this meeting, let's just try and solidify like what we want to get sampled for this, and like let's pick a couple things to get sampled actually in the body.
Do you want me to just sample it in the crew neck?
Yeah, I think in the crew neck is good, or like the straight leg or something.
Do you want a more cherry red or a bright?
I think we could maybe sample both, but
heavyweights that we're doing is going to be more maroon too.
So yeah, closer to like cherrier, like these guys, something along like these lines.
I think these are too like fuchsia-y.
Yeah, that's kind of like too
like
pink.
Pink. This is kind of maroon. I mean, we could see it in a maroon, but
yeah. I think from like a red's perspective.
Well, I think because if it's gonna come out in heavyweights, then like we wouldn't want 2 maroons.
Yeah. I think from a red's perspective, we can like start here
and
see what this potentially could look like in in the bodies. We like to like pick the original color and then like it comes in the bodies because we do this like vintage wash on it, as you guys know. And a lot of different colors like react to the wash in a different way. You're able to see like the highs and lows on certain colors better than others, and that's like what we really get credit for. So you know, trying to figure out even on like these two colors, like the vintage wash is going to show up more on this red than this yellow. Not saying we wouldn't do the yellow, but that's why I asked for the full garments to really see like around the hems and distressing and all that stuff, like where the highs and lows are going to come into play. But
Honestly, just canceling things out right now. We just did yellow last summer.
okay.
So
Probably not yellow. Although this is a really, really cool color. But maybe for like summer or something.
yeah, it's also just like such a pop. Yellow is like the
Yeah.
pop. It's like
Yeah.
a lot. We should take a break.
So maybe like a sample or something of that color could be pretty cool.
Okay.
But the bright, not like a burnt.
I think like a bright orange. A burnt orange is cool too, but I guess it really just depends on like what the overall color story is that we end up with. Like those colors up there that you have are pretty good together.
But I feel like if we do a bright red and it's like kind of like a lot.
Too bright,
Like
right?
too
Yeah.
like much outwards.
So maybe I would just sample like these oranges up, or even that one up there is really good.
Okay.
Spring 2022, those colors did like very, very well for us. Like variations of a red, a green, a brown, and a blue. So sitting here with this red at the moment, maybe we like look at.
Well, yeah, and if that was 2022, that was pretty long ago. Like people might want to see that again, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like you said, versions of it.
This like midnight kind of vibe is cool.
Okay.
So more of a navy.
Yeah, maybe like a navy. This like blue gray is very pretty. Kind of reminds me of like a beluga whale.
Yeah, it's like porcelain blue. Or something.
We have done a lot of
Like those
light
light blues, yeah.
though.
They've clearly worked.
I mean, yeah, but then
Yeah.
if they work, then we
Yeah.
do. But
No, I think like deeper navy. I think this could maybe flow into like even springtime, something along, or sorry, summer times. So why don't we have more of like a deep midnight navy and maybe come up with a couple more Pantones along that line so we can get a couple in to look at. But I like this like red and navy aspect, and then I think like the green. I'm always like, okay, cool. These are safe but still pop, right? They're not like white, black, gray. So then it's like, okay, do we throw like another green and there's no like true core colors, even though those are core, but they're outside of like our core colors? Or we've always done like either a white or a heathered color that kind of blends the whole collection together. I think there's just like a need for the consumer to say, okay, I need to get this green versus like an oatmeal. I think the customer behavior is just different of like, oh, I'll just come back to the website and buy that oatmeal crew neck when I'm done versus like, oh, I need this green, red, or blue one, or orange. Maybe we focus on like sampling like some of this, but then let's add like 2 or 3 other like greens potentially, and then like 2 other blues to kind of morph into kind of the
I think
exact color that we want.
now that we have it like kind of more narrowed in, we'll just go to
Yeah.
the Pantone book and request like 3 or 4 different,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, let's get these in sample form.
okay.
okay, I'll send that out.
Yeah, please send that out. And then when we get the samples back, if we can really just lay them all out on the ground and see which ones of these like all go together and what shades go together. And
So when I'm pitching colors to Justin about the next seasonal core, I like to find inspo in vintage graphics because he loves vintage graphics, and honestly that's like a huge part of Elwood. We're just inspired by vintage goods. This is on Pinterest, but these are like a bunch of old flower bags, and they use 2 really cool graphics on them. But the colors are really good and they're really vintage, so I can like extract them from this post to kind of pitch him some colors, and then we can go from there. So I'm just making a box to start off with. I'm gonna go to this box, I'm gonna press I, which is kind of like selects the exact pixel color. So like this one's, I don't even know what you would call this, like a dusty pink, but it is like, reads vintage to me. It's not my favorite. Maybe like, that's like a yellow green, I don't know. But honestly, I'll just like keep going, making more boxes, and maybe like a navy. See, I kind of like that. That like reads very vintage to me. I mean, we have a bunch of vintage samples in the office as well. And a lot of times, like, Justin will love one and, like, fixate on one, so maybe picking colors from there. Or he's constantly, like, sending us stuff in DMs about things that he likes or colors that he likes, so I'll look in there. I like these. I'm going to show Jay these. Maybe I'll just make them bigger, pitch some names just so maybe he can visualize the collection more. I don't know. Or maybe I'll put these colors into a CAD and like so he can see it on a crew neck and whatever, but that's kind of the gist.
So usually when I'm starting out like the design process for seasonal core, it kind of looks like me playing around on Illustrator to develop a color palette. And I kind of just start by going in. I have this nifty, like if you press Y, it'll select all of the same color on the screen, so you can see all of these green bodies are selected. So then we have our Pantone book. This is a cotton passport book, so this is how the color reacts and looks on cotton fabric. And all of our core is 100% cotton, so it should relatively look close to these numbers. But that is kind of after we select just like what the initial color palette will look like. So yeah, I'll kind of just adjust my colors to be whatever tone I want and then just start kind of clicking around. Justin said he wanted to see like the cherry, so maybe that's kind of like somewhere in there. So let's see what the orange looks like. I feel like it's kind of in there. Yeah, give or take. But yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking in my head already, that these two are going to compete against each other, red and orange. And I just feel like I personally don't like what it looks like. It doesn't look like a collection or a story to me. So I think if we tried the blue, maybe it's like a darker navy kind of, yeah, somewhere in there looks about good. I feel like that represents like a better, like a merchandisable just assortment of colors. And I feel like even this looks a little, that's the thing, that's kind of what I was trying to say, is when you do it on the computer, it's not like an identical match of what the color is really going to look like. So you do have to have vision a little bit to be able to kind of think like, it looks this way on the computer, it's going to translate this way in real life. So I'm saying that it looks a little off, but like it's not obviously going to be this exact tone. So it's just a representation of what we're going for. I would say sometimes this process can take hours, sometimes it can take days. It really just depends on how fast I can get a bunch of options to show Justin and how fast his schedule will allow us to meet. The next step would be we're going to sample up all of the colors in probably the crew neck, the straight leg, and then we're going to look at them with Justin and see if he likes how they turned out in real life. And I guess even before that, we would go through the Pantone book to select the actual numbers that we're going to request the factory to make a strike off or a sample for us.
Hi everyone, welcome back. We showed in the process before like how we kind of pick the samples that we wanted to come in. A couple weeks later, here we are. I sometimes come in on Fridays. The team is off on Fridays, but I sometimes come in on Fridays when I know there's samples coming in, just so I can really be here just on my own. Really, like, it's nice to just like be here on my own without anyone, just really to focus in on getting you guys the best stuff and not being pulled in so many different directions. This is truly the stuff that I love, the design and the content aspect of it. As you guys remember, we kind of were going through a bunch of different colors to try and figure out which ones we really want to do. This is what the factory has sent back. There's a couple other things that I didn't really love, like that orange that you saw. It's kind of ugly, so it's not even in contention. So is there a green? Is there a blue? And then this is the only kind of cherry red that they did send back that I personally really like. Really, when I'm looking at this and why they send it in different silhouettes is to really show where the highs and lows will be from the garment washing. Sometimes like on the zippers, it takes it a little bit more around the zipper tape. Versus like on just like the pullover hoodie, there's no zipper. So where's the garment wash really gonna like show up the best? So yeah, I think like going into these blues, there's more of like a slate blue here, and then this is more of like a navy blue. And yeah, personally, I'm definitely feeling more of like the navy blue for this time. I think this could maybe be closer to like a fall color. The greens, we have like a forest green and then almost like a Kelly green. Both colors we have done in the past, but really we changed like the Pantones a little bit to see like if we like it a little bit better than what we've done. So say we're going here and we believe this is like the blue or pretty close to the shade of blue that we're gonna wanna do. Putting this next to this, even though I like the Kelly green, it is just a little bit too vibrant maybe for this like overall collection. So I do think this more forest color flows a little bit better. I don't know if it's gonna be this exact blue and green, but I do believe these are like the tones that I wanna go down. And again, remember with like garment washing, not every single piece is gonna look the exact same. That's kind of the beauty of it all. So keep that in mind if you get these garments and they don't look exactly the same. It is just part of like the garment washing process. I will say to those that are watching that are wanting to start a business or a brand, garment washing is beautiful. It gets you these beautiful highs and lows. To control it in the production process, it's hard. It's very tough. It's time consuming. There's a lot of wastage. So I don't know. I would recommend trying to figure out, is there a way to do it and you still get these highs and lows and this look and this authentic vintage feel, but maybe not doing the garment washing? I don't know. The big thing is you need great factory partners for this, or else you'll get charged for all the wastage. Factories will stop wanting to work with you and all that jazz. So just make sure if you are gonna go down a rigorous process like this, you have good factories. And then I think the red, I think this like cherry red flows through and kind of brings this collection together. I think the samples came in pretty good, and I feel a lot stronger about these colors all together than these kind of getting intertwined in there. But yeah, the next steps will be just getting these comments back to Wayne on Monday when he comes into the office, and then letting the factories know, and then just kind of get into it and solidifying like the exact bodies that are going to be in seasonal core this time. And then yeah, just honing in on the colors and going from there. There was a lot, like, even like my nails, like, is there a way, like, can some of the male or the females in it, like, can someone be painting their nails or whatever? But it's just like cherry red, and there's just like a focus shot of like the red coming down to here and then the nails, and it's just like this, and it's just like that look of it, right? Like little things like that, that's where I think we're gonna win on this, because again, it's product that we've sold so many times. So it's like we need to win on the color. They need to buy into the color. Your styling, they love, and we'll get that when we do the in-studio stuff and all that. But also like they've seen this styling over and over and over and over again. So it's like introducing them to this color.
If you want to like move away from like the studio shots that people have seen a lot, but you still want that vibe, like with the sheets and stuff, it's just adding these extra ideas into that.
And I still think in the swipe or in one of them, there are great style shots.
Yeah, I think so
you know
too.
what I mean?
I think if it's still like really color heavy or like close up, or I like the idea even too, like with back to the cherries, but it's like the sleeves of like the hoodie, and you're just like, it's just a view of like you putting your hands in a bunch of cherries.
100%.
Like where you don't see anybody, but like random details
or it's like their hands, they have all the nail polish on them, their face, they're over their face like this, and the hood is big like that, and like it could be like if we shot it on the homie that had the dreadlocks and he's in a big red hood like that one it is, and then his hands are over his face and there's just like all red nails, like that is something that people are gonna be like, oh, what is that? You know?
Yeah.
And then it's like all midnight heavy dump, and then it goes into like a clean red.
Like spacing it out a little.
Yeah, so it's not, because to me that feels too color specific, and then it'll be all light. And then also we gotta keep in mind, let's throw in like 2 UGC videos into there, or 3.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
We
But
could
yeah, I
break
think if
it
it's
up.
all color, and then there's some white, I think it would look better if it's broken up.
Or it could just be
Two,
like the
two.
3 and then like 2 UGC videos, a flat lay and a grid post or something like that. Like it could like be a lot less than we've done, and just let those just be like super strong, and you tease it for, you don't even have to post every day. You tease it for 10 days where you're posting every other day or something like that, and it like keeping it strong and engaging, and see what people think. I don't care to show everything. Like we're not going to be able to. We have way too much core that can like show everything. So it's like picking those, if there are on bodies, if someone is wearing something, if it is a flat lay, like what are we choosing to show from a product perspective, and we're just going with it, and that's what we're doing, and then we're moving on. If we had 3 strong swipes or 3 strong posts with carousels that like some show the product, some show like crazy cherry dropping on your head or whatever, and then 2 UGCs, and maybe 1 UGC is like a compilation, if they can, of like all the colors somehow, or bringing it all together, and then 1 is like that standout one of the cherries or whatever, and then I don't know, that you have a flat lay and then you have a grid post, and you just kind of say, we're dropping seasonal core and this is what we believe in. So I think if like we can have like a couple like great like hits off the beginning, I don't think we need this like long grid. Maybe that
You're
does
saying
get
maybe
like mundane.
6 instead of 9?
Yeah, or like 7 or something like that. And like I don't even want to like, I don't even care about like what it like looks like perfectly. It's like, let's just get the things that we want. What do we want to show to the customer, right? Like that's going to be engaging, and like they're going to get hit with ads showing how this stuff fits and how it looks, because we are going to go and get that stuff. Like we're going to get flat lays that we want, that they'll see even more on ads. Like what do we want to show to them? Like what is it? And maybe it is a really cool styled look. For every single thing, there's at least one in the dump. It's this unbelievable styled look where we're like, this is it. That's what we want. Like focusing there, focusing on the UGC, focusing on someone getting the gas at the gas station, or the whatever else we're wanting to do, or a red footprint, and over across the footprint it says Elwood on it or something, but it's red and it's on a white background or something. I don't know, you know?
They'll do one, but that one is like a conversation starter. You know, when it comes to these like little
You're saying one
things.
done?
Or just like one thing, right? But it's like so strong where it's actually a conversation starter, rather than us getting like 8 of them and it's like 8 smaller ones. Maybe let's get 4 that are like more thought of and like more thought out.
Yeah.
Essentially,
And I
that's
think
what I
that's
feel.
where like these curated props will come in, and like
Yeah.
making
like-
sure that they really make sense.
And like bring it in together.
Yeah.
And tie it in. Okay.
6 would go by so fast. We could still do 6 eventually and see what we get, but if we were to do the color dump and then the flat lays, it just goes by really, like,
Yeah.
to me that works.
I guess it's just like in my mind, I like the whole impactful thing of just focusing on, like we can still do the UGC stuff.
Well, the UGC,
You know,
I feel
it's
like
just-
those videos that's like the lawn and the raining cherries and stuff, but I feel like those can almost like replace the carousels in my opinion, and just be like these 3 strong color moments, you know, rather than us like doing swipes, because swipes also sometimes is like, first for sure the content would be like less of quality than like doing one strong piece. So I feel like maybe we, I don't know, replace it with that and do like,
Or I think that the carousel should be mixed with the like main campaign shoot and some UGC.
That meeting was like the kickoff to our creative process for seasonal core. Core is obviously such a huge staple of ours, so introducing 3 new colors 4 times a year. We call it like our seasonal core. And the challenge to the team really there was like, how do we show up differently than what we've done in seasonal core? How do we get more engaging posts together for people to interact with? Because the silhouettes and the bodies have stayed the same since 2 or 3 years ago. It's the colors that necessarily change. So really like honing in and selling the color. Why do they need this vintage red? Why do they need this vintage forest? Why do they need the vintage midnight in their closet? So really trying to like capture the moment of the color rather than like the overall like product is gonna be the challenge this time. And like, again, like how do we show up on social media differently than we've showed up in the past? So yeah, but that's what that meeting was about. This is like step 2, like I said in the beginning of the vlog, like we wanna show you the design process to some extent of it. We can't show you the whole thing, to where the creative process starts and then when the final product, which would be the photo shoot and the drop day. So this is kind of there's the beginning, this is the middle, and then we'll show you the end. But I like that for this vlog, so you guys can kind of see a brief process of how it all gets done over a few months, compiled into 12 or 15 minutes.
I'm RJ, just here on another Elwood shoot. Usually the shoots are a little bit different. We usually have some models, a little more editorial feeling stuff. Today we're in the studio and we're just playing around some UGC style stuff. We have 3 different colors that we have to shoot today: red, green, and blue. And it's all about just shooting objects of those colors. We're gonna mix them into some fun vintage feeling videos. And yeah, pretty easy day if you ask me. Just like playing around with the white backdrop here. So
kind of fun getting to play around with all the different objects. We had a chicken earlier.
Oh yeah, there was a chicken.
She did really good. We do core a lot, so just finding new ways to make it fun and engaging and new every time. The product's great, but you have to make it exciting. So just being creative with it, I think, is like the most fun thing about
it. You want to see content? That's content. Okay, for this seasonal core, we are bringing back some really cool saturated colors. So we have the cherry colorway, forest green, and midnight. So kind of like your navy blue. Yeah, it is a little bit more saturated for the spring, but we're gonna be showcasing what these colors really are through our content and our strategy. So it's gonna be really exciting to see how all this kind of comes to life. So we have 2 content creators coming in today, styling it the way that they would really wear it in day-to-day life. So we're giving you like a realistic viewpoint of like how you should wear it.
Okay, we have a few shots in the studio that we started off the day with. Looks amazing. Now we're gonna head down, I think somewhere around downtown LA, this place called The Row. India scouted it. And yeah, should be good. Just a ton of them vibing, walking around town.
Hello, welcome to Drop Day, Seasonal Core. It is finally here. You have seen the lead up to this moment in time, right now. More or less, on drop days, it's kind of everything is like ready. It's kind of moving. So I allow, people to just work from home on drop days. It's not like it's this special kind of thing and we got to be doing 65,000 different things. the goal is to have this all kind of done and ready for drop day, so we can kind of just say, okay, let's go and do it. There's like obviously like customer service that needs to be done during the drop, and sometimes like an operational thing on the website. But more or less, you know, we're posting on Instagram, we're doing these certain things. I am very excited about this. I think our rollout has been unbelievable. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think the hard work gets done beforehand, so we're allowed to kind of relax a little bit on drop day and just kind of hopefully watch it do what it does. That's the beauty of direct-to-consumer business. So yeah, we're 15 minutes out from the drop. We had early access last night that performed very, very well. So thank you guys that are watching that have already shopped. Appreciate it. You guys are going to be seeing this video like a day after the drop. So if you already have shopped, thank you. If you're about to, thank you. If you're not, thank you. So yeah, I'm super stoked. I do want to give a huge shout out to our warehouse on drop day, and then the days after. It gets so crazy. You guys constantly kill it, so thank you so much. I remember when we first started doing it, it was 50 orders when we first started, and that was like unbelievable. Now it's thousands and thousands of orders on these drop days, so it's amazing to see the growth, so thank you guys. But then also my team down there, thank you so much for just constantly evolving and growing with us. My favorite pieces in the collection would be the straight leg sweatpant and the zip front hoodie, and probably the crew neck. Those probably are like my go-tos with some of these core pieces. So if you haven't tried our zip front hoodie that's unlined, I would give it a go. I have them like all in my closet, and I feel like they're just great like closet staples to go run to and just have like a little cropped unlined zip hoodie. You can I wear like one of my tank tops under it, a t-shirt, or I sometimes just wear nothing. So I just think they're such good staples to have, and they can pair up with kind of anything you're wearing. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. The drop is going unbelievable right now. I cannot express my gratitude towards all of you guys. It's been unbelievable to show you this process. I hope you guys have learned something. Drop some questions in the comments. I really want to be able to connect with you guys in this way. Let me know other videos that you may want to see, or the process. We have another one coming out that is a bigger process and more of like a fashion collection. So that'll be cool to show you guys. But yeah, all in all, this is how we came to seasonal core and the colors that you're buying today and tomorrow and the next day. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for all the continued support and watching. I'm super excited to give you more of these. Have a beautiful weekend, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.